Hi, everybody. So I was just talking to Kendra a little bit about what we were doing. The recipes that we did, we picked from our Mindset Challenge makeover group. And it's a really fun group, and it's really great because you get to pick what recipes we do for these meal preps. We get voting and everything. And so the 3 top ones that we did, and what I'm meal prepping today, was Crock Pot Chicken, Greek salads, and sloppy joes. So that's what I'm doing. The sloppy joes are great because I actually use them on top of my zoodles as a sauce. And so not only can I use them for a sloppy joe type thing, I can use them as tacos, which I'm going to be eating tonight. I can use them with the zoodles, like I said, and then I can have sloppy joes. And also, if I don't have a carb, I can just eat it plain because it's really that good. And so I have a really good friend to announce today that's helping me. This is my 10-year-old Azzy. She is going to go put up her hair right now so it doesn't get in our food. And she's helping me because she's chosen to have a healthier life. And if she's going to do that, then we have to prep together. And so she's who's helping me today. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ground turkey cooking. I actually am making this 4 times the amount that it normally is. So this is a 3-pounder. And then I have an extra 1 pound because I am using it tonight for tacos. So I'm going to get that into my frying pan. I actually just use a big, huge pot just to, because I know that this is going to be a really big recipe because we're making it 4 times the amount that we would normally make it. So, and it makes a lot more servings than even 4. That's just 4 pounds of ground turkey.
Megan, is this what you're going to use, the crushed tomatoes that have the basil in it that you bought?
Yeah, so this is the organic tomatoes and basil that goes into it. The reason that I use organic, it just comes in a can. That way I just know what's in it. I just already know that it's just the crushed tomatoes and basil. Because sometimes if you get like a tomato sauce, then there can be a lot of other things in it. You can also, if you are just love cooking and you like chopping things up, you can also just do whole tomatoes. Like there's no reason that you can't. I just do it because it's easier and simpler, and it just comes in the can. It's all organic. It's done for me. But first I actually have to ground I have to cook the ground turkey first before I put anything in it so that it doesn't like cross-contaminate. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. The next step that I do, wash your hands because you touched your hair. The next step that I do for the salad jars, what I do very first is the Greek salad dressing. So it'll go in the very bottom of the salad jar, and I make my own. The recipe that I got this from was actually the Ultimate Reset. It's a 21-day program that detoxifies your body totally. It's like all veggies and all. It's not the normal program that we have. But why I like this recipe, it works really well with To Be Mindset because it is veggies first. I mean, we will literally be filling this whole entire thing up with veggies. And so normally that would be like 4 cups of veggies. So that would be 4 servings of veggies, which is like all your day's veggies. But I don't go by that portion fixed standard anymore. I eat as many veggies as I can now ever since To Be Mindset. So that's another thing that I love about To Be Mindset and that I incorporate into my everyday life. And so my Greek, let me see if I can share my screen. This is going to be my Greek salad. Share screen. This is my Greek salad dressing that I make. It has the extra virgin olive oil. I just put all of this in together. So this right here. And that is what I do for my dressing. And so the first thing that we're going to be doing is I do everything in mason jars. I like live a mason jar life because it keeps everything so fresh and not using like throwaway disposable things that's like good for the environment and all that thing. So I just have a little one that I'm going to make my dressing in. And so Azzy, my assistant Azzy, is going to be making this dressing. Come over here. Smile. So she's gonna be helping me make the dressing. The first thing that goes into it is a 1/2 cup. Oh, and what I love about these is there's already measurings on the sides, if you see. And so what's awesome about that is I don't have to use a bunch of different measuring cups to be able to do my dressings. I can just do it off of here. So Azzy, 4 ounces, which is right there, is what you need of extra virgin olive oil. While she's doing that, I'm going to be washing my cucumbers. 4 ounces. It's in between the 2 and the 8. I just like to really wash my cucumbers because I always feel like they have like a wax on them if you don't get organic.
Yeah.
So I don't really want that in my food. So
I actually do too. I peel my cucumbers.
Yeah, I don't.
Just the rinds,
but I just wash them, which I got a little chopper, so I'm going to use that today. And I got to remember to keep stirring my ground turkey. Yep, good job. So now she has the red, she'll put in the red wine vinegar next, which is 1/4 of a cup. So you're going to do half that amount. So we'll be to right there. That's 1/4 of a cup. Yep, red wine, that one. What I love about making like my own dressings is I know exactly what's in them, because I used to just use whatever dressing I could find at the store. And I found that like there was a lot of preservatives, there was a lot of different things in them. Like if you go to, it's funny, my husband used to work at Red Robin with Michelle, if anyone knows Michelle. If you go to Red Robin, a lot of the times I feel bad, like you'll see a woman ordering a salad, and she thinks she's like doing really good, and she's like, I'm ordering the salad, I'm trying to be healthy, and it's actually more calories than their burgers because of all the crap that's in them. And so that's why I just like to make my own dressing, then I know exactly what's in it, and I don't have to guess if I'm eating preservatives that I don't want to be eating. Okay, Azzy, and then you're going to put in 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. So half of this. And then you put in that's good. And then you put a 1/4 cup of this lemon juice. And I just get this like, this kind of lemon juice, but you can squeeze, I have squeezed my own lemons and done it in here. The only thing is if you do squeeze your own lemons and put it in here, you're gonna wanna make sure that you strain it before you put it in here, because I've gotten a seed in here before and that's not fun. And then 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. I actually just use the Italian seasonings. I like it a little bit better. So I just do a couple of shakes of that. And then 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Oh, that's regular mustard, babe. That's Dijon. Yeah. Make sure you're not doing regular mustard because that has a lot more salt in it than you probably want in your dressing. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of Himalayan salt. So I probably showed you guys this before, but this is the Himalayan salt that I use. This is just like really a lot better for you because it doesn't have the iodine in it. And you don't want iodine in your diet. That's actually what causes like the different heart things with salt. So do 1 teaspoon of that. And then my trusty assistant is going to shake this up and start putting it in our salad jars. And shake it up. Right there so they can see you. And I actually bought this really cool thing at the store today, and I'm going to try it for the first time. It's this chopper. It was like literally 10 bucks, so it's pretty fun. And I'm going to be doing my cucumbers in this chopper. See if they fit in here. I guess I need to do them a little smaller. Okay, let's see if this works. See that it's not working too well. Keep doing that, babe.
Careful.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, this is not working how I wanted it to. Might be easier just to chop them up, but this food chopper would be good. I need like a food processor or something, but maybe it'll work better for the onions I have later, but it doesn't really work for this. I'm just going to chop these up. So the reason that you want to put the cucumbers in first before the salad, before the lettuce, is you want the dressing against the harder vegetables so that they don't make your salad soggy, because that can happen very easily. Oh my gosh, I'm going to grab a plate. So I put a half of a cucumber in each one. And also, if you're going to put in tomatoes, because this recipe you can put in tomatoes, you can either do the small ones or you can slice them up and put them in after the cucumbers. Just the cucumbers are a little bit harder than the tomatoes, and so they work nicely with the making sure it's not soggy. Okay, Azzy, so take what she's going to do next. Azzy is going to take the dressing, and if you have portion control, these are the 2 tablespoon little containers, and I just use one of those in each of the bottom of these so that I know that I'm getting the exact amount that I want and not putting too much dressing in one. You can just always use 2 tablespoons. So fill this up and put them in all 6 of the jars.
Just one in each?
Yep. I should have said bring an 11-year-old because she's like being so helpful today. I told you to bring the groceries, but I forgot to tell you bring an 11-year-old.
Seven of them? All 7 or all 6?
Yeah, all 7. Yeah, there's 7 there. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping cucumbers. When you have one done, bring it over here to me so I can start filling them up. This plate's getting too full. Thank you. So I'm just doing like a layer of cucumbers in the bottom, each one. What's great about these salads is if you do them in a mason jar, they last a lot longer than if you just make a salad and put it in your fridge. Because all of the air is sucked out of it, they last for about 6 days. And so it's great to take, like if you are packing for work, just to take one of these, you can just throw it in the fridge at your work, and then you have your lunch already. And I'm actually, so I did the Crock Pot Chicken. I know you already did the green chili one, Kendra, but I put that on my salad, and like you said, just easy protein to go on your salad.
Mm-hmm. Do you add that chicken to the actual mason jar, or do you just
I
make it
don't
side
add it to the
container?
jar. No, I don't add it to the jar because I like all the juices that come with it in the crock pot, and I don't want those like all over my salad,
Right.
making my salad soggy. So I actually put the chicken in little Ziploc bags. I separate them out in Ziploc bags, and then I just have them to grab and go when I grab my salads in the mornings.
Perfect.
So yeah, because I don't want the.
That's what I do too.
Yeah, I don't want, and sometimes I don't want it on my salad. Sometimes I want it like side of my salad. I don't know. I'm just kind of like finicky, so. Well, and I end up using the chicken for all sorts of different things too. I'll put like organic barbecue sauce on it sometimes, and like have a like barbecue night, or I'll use it for chicken tacos. Like I'm using some of it tonight, and then I use it for my my salad. So I mean, I just really make like a big, huge thing of chicken. Like I'll get like a 5-pound bag and throw it in with the cup of salsa, and really have a lot of things to make with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my salad jars, this is what they look like at this point. I bought pine nuts today. I only buy pine nuts when I'm feeling very spoiled because they're $22 a pound. I don't buy a pound of them. I just buy like a bit of them, but they really are good on a Greek salad. And I just use my, where did that, oh, here we go. I just wipe out my little 2-tablespoon container and just use that amount in there. If you're using portion fix, then you want to do half dressing and half pine nuts. So you only do half of this. But I don't go by portion fix as much anymore since I've been doing To Be Mindset. And I haven't found like that these have made me gain weight or anything. And so I just do a whole 2 tablespoons of them. So this would actually be prettier if you like tomatoes at this point, because you would have the tomatoes in here before you put the pine nuts in.
Okay.
You want to distance the pine nuts as far away as you can from the dressing because they can get soggy.
Okay.
But not with the lettuce is like the most that can get soggy. So do the lettuce last.
I'm totally making these for the week.
I know, they're so good. And I don't know if you remember when I used to eat McDonald's, they used to have these like shaker salads that you shake up, and they, you know, they had dressing all of them. I guess I used to put sugar on them, was why they lasted so long, but I used to love those. And so this is kind of like my homemade version of that. See, and I still had enough, probably have enough pine nuts for next week. So you don't really need to buy a lot of these, and you will be shocked at checkout if you buy too many. Like if you push the button too long, you'll be shocked at how expensive they are. So don't want to go too crazy with those. So then I do my lettuce, which I'm going to have Azrin do. I do a 50-50 blend. The reason I like this is because it has like different things in it, but kale and stuff, but it's not all the spicy kale or all the dry spinach. It's a good mixture of all of them, but I mean, it's pretty green, so there is a lot of nutrients in it. So Azzy's gonna fill up those cups, she'll fill them up to like right there, Azzy, because we still have to put our olives on top. The clove olives. So fill them up to like right here. You wanna do about, I think it's probably gonna be about 2 cups of lettuce. I'm gonna have Azzy do that while I start chopping the peppers for the sloppy joes. So what I do is I actually cut out the centers, and then I wash out the peppers so that there's no seeds in it. Because I don't like to get the seeds in the sloppy joes. It's like a weird crunch, and I hate that really bad. So this might actually be where I could use my chopper, but we'll cross our fingers that it works. Let's see. I did used to blend these, but I like it chunkier than putting it in the blender. Yeah, that's really good. So you can show them on here. Come show them. It's just like almost all the way full, but you want a little bit of room to be able to mix it, and we're putting Clemente olives on top. The Clemente olives that I do they're actually already pitted and sliced, but you only want to do 10 Clemente olives. So what I try to do is, you see they're kind of like halves. I'll do like 20 pieces in each of the salads. So Azzy, when you're done filling those up, you can do that on top. This little chopper doesn't really work, so I won't buy it. I'm pushing down as hard as I can. It doesn't move.
You might have too many things in there.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, do like less amount in there.
Let's see if I can do half as many. It's not really moving like it should. Anyways.
I have a mini one of those from Pampered Chef.
Oh, does it work? Does yours work?
Yeah, it works. You just it's not as big around, and I have to just do small amounts at a time.
Yeah, this looks like I could do about half a pepper at a time for it. It's supposed to like move, which I'm not getting, but okay, that's not working. Let's check this up. I'll try again with the onions. The onions are the things I really hate chopping. So each pepper.
This is mine that I have.
Oh, let's see. Sorry, let me click on this because I think I'm on the recipe.
And then it just comes down like that.
Yeah, and then yours moves. Yeah. Mine's not moving, so it's just would chop in the same spot.
Did it? And see, mine has this little guard deal on it. And see how this comes off?
Oh.
And then
Mine doesn't really do that. Maybe I need a pepper
you
chop.
jerk up, see, and then this hooks in there, and then it's gone.
Let me see if I chop it, if I can chop it more. This is so strange, so even with the little pieces it's not working, but okay, so I don't chop them too thin. With the onions, I chop them thinner. But when I chop the peppers, I chop them about that size because I like a little bit of texture to the sloppy joes. And I fry these separate before I put them in the meat. So I'll get my second pan going. And
you kind of saute them a little bit?
Yeah, I saute them before I put them in the meat, which I should have started earlier, but before the salad jars. But okay, so I just get a pan and so just a saucepan, and I use coconut oil as my oil instead of anything else because it's really just a lot better for you. Even if you're doing like Fix Extreme, she like drinks coconut oil on the plan for that. So I mean, it's a lot healthier than a lot of the oils that are out there. So each one of these peppers is, I do a pepper per pound of, I do an onion and a pepper per pound of the ground beef, but I'm a little sensitive to onions, so I'm going to be swapping out a couple of the onions for more peppers. So I am doing 4 pounds. Oh, I don't see you, Kendra.
I'm letting my pup outside.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is going on over there? Okay, so I'm just chopping up some of these peppers. So now I have 2 peppers. I'm going to be doing, so I'm doing 4 pounds, so I need 8 vegetables total. So I'll probably do 6 peppers and 2 onions instead of half and half, just because I'm a little sensitive to onions. You make my stomach a little weird. Okay, I know this is funny, but this might date this video, but Hotel Transylvania 3 came out. And I went and saw it with my kids. It is so funny. Part of Hotel Transylvania 3, he eats garlic. Drax eats garlic, and he gets all his stomach gets all upset, and that's why Dracula's not really like afraid of garlic. It's just that he has like an intolerance to it. That's kind of how I am with onions a little bit. When you eat the same recipes over and over, you find out what your intolerance are a little bit more. Okay, so there's 3 peppers, and now that my olive oil has heated up a little bit, I'm gonna throw them in the saucepan. And that just makes them a little bit softer for the sloppy joes. Now you do 20 pieces of these. So I'm just as he asked now what for the salads. So she's gonna do 20 pieces of these sliced pimento olives.
20 each?
20 in each, yeah, because they're little halves. Because you want to do 10 clemente olives. So if you buy full ones, you'll just do 10, but. So this is my 4th pepper. I'm gonna mute you, Kendra.
While you're doing this, I'm getting my little mini meatloaves going.
Oh, okay.
I'm still here.
Okay.
I thought I better stay busy while we're.
Yeah, you better be doing something too. It was funny because I hear a lot of people say that prepping takes so much time, but it's funny. One time I was prepping like I am now, and my husband went to go get the kids Chick-fil-A, and it took more time waiting in the Chick-fil-A line for him than it did for me to prep like 20 meals, and he got obviously 3 meals. And so I think that meal prepping is an absolute must if you are busy. Okay, so here's my 4th pepper. And I'm going to turn my ground turkey on low because it is basically done. So I'm going to cut my hand off here. All right. Actually, this is my last pepper, finally. And when Azzy's done with those salad jars, I'm going to have her start doing the sauce for the sloppy joes. It's about that time. I only have 2 onions left as far as veggies for chopping. So the reason that this recipe is so awesome for To Be Mindset is because it has so many veggies in it that it is like perfect for dinners because it's half veggies, half protein, and as you know, that's like what we do for dinner. And so It's like absolutely perfect for that. I'm gonna throw these in the chopper. I want this chopper more. I want this chopper to work.
Do you consider the crushed tomatoes part of your veggies?
Yes.
Okay. If you like on those, I can't do the bell peppers because I'm allergic to them.
Oh, okay.
So I can only do the onion and the tomatoes.
So do the onion and tomatoes and just do more onions and tomatoes, if that makes sense.
So I think what you'll do, I'm going to make that tonight for my boys because they always want sloppy joes, and I'm like, ooh, because it always has the bell peppers in it, so that's why I don't do it. But this I could do.
Yeah. Oh, so you're allergic to bell peppers, not tomatoes?
Yeah, it's bell peppers. I can't eat them.
Okay, so what I would do is do more tomatoes and do more onions, because I can't really do the onions. So you could do, 1 onion per pound, like the recipe normal calls for, and then do tomatoes, like whole tomatoes is what I would do, and chop them up, and then do the crushed tomatoes additionally.
You do, what size can do you get?
I get so for every pound, I get an 8 ounce. So I actually buy like the 32 ounce, so it's like a 24 ounce or something, and do like 2 or 3 of those.
Okay.
Because I do about 8 ounces per. And then sauce, the tomato sauce, I only do 2 tablespoons of per pound. Because each pound is basically a recipe, like one.
Okay.
And so I do 2 tablespoons of that.
And then you said you use that same meat mixture and use it over your zoodles as another option to make throughout the week. So you kind of use that as your staple like you do with your chicken, and then just add different things to it to make a new meal.
Yeah, exactly. And so I got like a really cute like zoodler from Walmart. It was like $5.
Yeah.
And then I make zoodles. I make so basically it's like the sauce for anything that I'm making.
Okay.
Work with the bigger chunks. I hate cutting out onions. That's why I bought this. Oh, it's so working at all. I don't know what it's supposed to be doing, but it's not doing it. Okay. Cut my onions at this point. I've looked up so many different things for like not crying when you eat onions. One of them is you wash them first. Another, if you do start crying, put your eyes like in the freezer, because like that like
really
comes out, like helps your eyes. Like there's so many little I've used. Man, I'm a crier when it comes to onions.
Yeah, and supposedly if you wear glasses when you chop them, it doesn't happen, whatever.
I'm gonna borrow. If I borrow Raul's glasses, I might be blind, actually. I don't know if that'd be chop my finger off or something. Okay, so my salad jars are actually done. I'm gonna have to, as you start putting the lids on these. So this is what they look like. Oh, my eyes are like watering too bad. And so I actually I had to buy some more of these because I lost all my lids. But just so you know, if you lose your lids, you can just buy the lids. They're like $1 at the store. So.
Oh, okay, good. That's good.
Yeah, I always lose my lids. I don't know why. I'm like, where do these lids go? But so now all of my onions are sauteing, my peppers are sauteing, my meat cooked. Move over.
Yeah, see, I use littler jars for my salads. Get the bigger ones.
So this is what my crushed tomatoes looks like, if you're wondering, Kendra.
Okay.
I just use the organic.
Okay, from Walmart.
Yeah, and this is so cheap. It's like $2. So
yeah.
So 28 ounces would be almost 4. So you would almost have enough for the.
So that would be like 4 pounds of meat.
Now I just have to find my can opener.
Is that 4 pounds of meat? 1 can, approximately.
Almost 4. So this would be about 3. If you get
3
the
pounds of meat.
pound, this would be this would be perfect for that.
Okay.
And I don't. If I have a couple more ounces of veggies, that's a good thing, you know.
Right.
So.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm gonna have to go get more.
I'm gonna pour that into my meat right now. So here's what my tomato paste looks like. I'm very careful about this one though, because it has like other things in it. You know, like there's 4 grams of sugar in this whole thing, then 2 tablespoons. Right. So you don't want to be like as liberal as you are with like your veggies and your tomatoes with this. You just literally want to do 2 tablespoons per pound. Yeah, the tomato paste. It's not like a super healthy thing, but it so you want to be a little bit more conservative with that.
Right.
So I'm going to be putting 8 tablespoons in this one.
Have you ever made the meatballs in the Fixate recipe?
Yes.
Those are so good.
Those are so good. I don't know if they were the Fixate ones, but Michelle made meatballs last time we got together, and yeah, stir it up.
But the thing that I made too was her grandma's tomato sauce, her sauce for the meatballs. Yeah. That's really good, and she uses tomato paste in that.
And then I'm going to look up the recipe because I want to make sure I'm doing this 100%. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys if I can get this mouse over here. More on my mouse. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. So okay, sorry, I am getting the recipe up while my daughter is stirring the stuff. So here we go. So I'm about to share my screen. So this is my Sloppy Joe recipe. And so it's 1 teaspoon of olive oil. So I'm doing 4 teaspoons of olive oil.
Keep that up there. I want to take a picture.
And I can share this on there too. And then I did the onion and I already did all that part. I don't use the garlic cloves because that's a lot of work. I just use the garlic powder. I make sure it doesn't have any added salt or anything to it. This is just easier for me. If you like garlic cloves and you want to chop one up, then do that, you know, and so. And then the teaspoon of Himalayan salt, which I used before, you saw.
This is my go-to, Megan, for garlic.
Yeah, the minced garlic. I had that.
I just,
but,
I use it in everything.
And then a 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm gonna do. So I put in the pepper. And then I use honey. I've used maple syrup before, but it's just what your preference is. I don't use a lot of the hot sauce with it. I actually end up using just the chili powder.
Okay.
Because my kids don't like it when it's super hot.
Okay. So would you use like where it says hot pepper sauce, just like Frank's or something?
I don't use Frank's, only because they add sugar to it. if I use a hot sauce, I use the, here, find it. Where did I just bought some, but I use like the Tapatio. Sorry, my daughter just reminded me. I use the Tapatio because I don't want to add more sugar to this because it already has the honey in it. And that's already a teaspoon, and so I don't want to like keep adding more sugar to it.
Okay. I didn't realize the Frank's had sugar in it. I'll have to check that out.
I mean, check that out because that's just what I've read, and I don't use it. So if it doesn't have added sugar to it, then like, of course you can,
Okay. My son lives by this, so as you can see, we have a giant jar.
And I'm adding the Worcestershire sauce. And this whole entire time I'm still cooking the onions. Normally I cook the onions and the peppers while I cook the meat because I like them very sauteed in it.
Yeah.
And then parsley. Okay, so when my onions and peppers are done, I will add those, and then our sloppy joes will be done. So we did our salad jars. They're right here. We did our sloppy joes, which is on the stove, still almost done. My chicken's already done cooking. It already looks amazing. Like, it's starting to look amazing anyways. Let's see if I can bring my camera this far over. See my chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, it took me 2 minutes to do that. So if you think about what we've done already, I spent about $40 on all of these groceries. Right now I have 7 salad jars, so I have 7 lunches. So my lunches are covered. I'm going to be drinking my Shakeology for my breakfast, so my breakfast is covered. For my lunch, I'm going to be doing either zoodles, sloppy joes, or just eating the meat plain with a salad. So my lunch, I do lunch. This is my meals a day. Breakfast, after workout, lunch, and dinner. So I eat 4 meals a day. So my first meal is going to be breakfast. That's going to be my Shakeology. My second meal is going to be my salads. My second meal is going to be my sloppy joes with whatever greens I decide to eat with it. My third meal is going to be my salads, and then my fourth will be something with chicken.
Okay.
So that fourth meal, because it's my dinner meal, I mix that up. Sometimes I make steaks on the grill. Sometimes I eat chicken with barbecue. Sometimes I eat. So that meal is kind of the meal that I don't mind having not all the way prepped, because I do have a little bit more time at night and I can cook more. And I know everyone has a different schedule. And so just make sure that if you have a meal that you're not prepping already, make sure that you are prepared at the beginning of the week to know what you're going to eat at least, and put aside the time to do that. I have some friends that work nights, and so maybe that means their breakfast is the meal that's not, they cook, Another great thing, which I'm doing a shout out right now, if you live in Colorado, which I know a lot of you don't, but if you do live in Colorado, a lot of my dinners come from Boomerang Eats. I order them. She makes them for me. She delivers them to my house, and that's super awesome. And I don't have to do the meal prepping for that part of it. She also has Greek salads that she has on the menu this week. So if you don't want to make these, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, if you like feta cheese, this is awesome with feta cheese.
Oh, okay.
Super awesome. Just throw it in there, and it is great to mix up with it already, and super yummy. So
Did you just put it at the top with the lettuce?
Before the lettuce.
Okay.
Everything before the lettuce. So
okay.
You'll have your cucumbers, which is the hard thing first, tomatoes, if you like tomatoes, pine nuts, lettuce, feta cheese.
Okay.
The reason I'm not putting feta cheese in that is because I'm using my cheese for different things this week. So I don't want to use my blue on that, and so that's why I'm not using my cheese on it. If you want to, then that's another great option for your blue.
Right.
So
Cool.
And my daughter right now, she's putting the finishing touches. We're gonna throw these sauteed. So I like to saute until they're almost clear. And then we just throw them into the sloppy Joe mix and mix them all up. And your sloppy Joes are done. So anyways, we have 7, 14, 28 plus. So I'm thinking of all the meals that I have because I prep for me, my husband, and my daughter. We all eat meal prep. My other 2 kids, they're 2 and 3 years old, so they don't eat meal prep. But my 11-year-old, she's eating healthy right now, so she eats my meal prep. My husband does, and I do. So I have to have 4 times 7 meals. That's how many meals I have to have ready. So I have to have, I don't even know, what's 4 times 7? I'm asking the 11-year-old. 28? I think it's 28. I have to have 28 meals ready. So I like to prep a lot. So that means I have 14 of the chicken already. I have 14 of the sloppy Joes. How I measure those out, if you're doing portion fix, it's 1 3/4 cup. Because the 3/4 cup would be your amount of protein, and your 1 cup would be your amount of veggies. And that's why there's so many more veggies than protein in the sloppy Joes. So you do 1 1/4 cup. It's a very big portion, which I love. And that makes about that many. And then I have all my salad jars. So if you think about it, for $40, we had almost our whole entire meal prepped, which I think is awesome. Yeah, so I hope everyone has a great day. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to post the video and the sloppy Joe mix and the salad dressing recipe all in the same post on there, so look for that. And I hope you have a great day.
Thanks, Megan.
Bye.
Bye.